In this video, I'm going to show you how to do conditions. What conditions do is they basically have a complete programming of the radio under different conditions you may have. You know, we want to have a condition for our normal flight, which, you know, I want to have the flaps and the ailerons working together. And so I'll have those all set up. I also want a condition for flap. And again, with one flip, it's going to change everything, you know, where I can have the flaps come down. And then I have another switch that will basically turn on the crow, and also in spoiler. And so we do this in conditions, and it makes it where we can tailor all the settings in the airplane for that particular condition. So that's probably why they call it that. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this where it says the airplane settings. We're going to go into condition select, and right there you're going to see we have aileron, which is my highest priority condition. It doesn't have any switch for it to be on. We have flap, crow, and spoiler. Notice that I'm using logic. Now, for you Spectrum guys, that's going to be a multi-use switch, I believe is what they call it, something like that, where it'll have, but with Futaba, they call it logic. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, we'll click on it, and you'll see that in this, for this logic to work, switch J3, which is the throttle, and SG, both to have to be activated for in order for that to work, you know, for that particular condition. And this condition is going to be flap, and you'll see that right up here where it says flap and everything. So if I click here where it says J3, you're going to notice that, let me get that up in here where you see it really good. I can hit set on this button, and it's going to show where the throttle is. And so in the green means this condition is going to work while it's in the green. As soon as I get to a little bit over half throttle, that condition is going to go away. And if you look up there right where it says 100 BushMaster, see where it says flap? As soon as I get past half, it goes back to the aileron condition. That's all I'm doing is just moving the throttle. So that way, because you're really not going to have the flaps down or not going to have spoiler on with more than half throttle. You know, the plane will not do what you want it to do. It's hard on the airframe, but it can even make the plane flip over on its back because of all the additional lift it's getting with all that throttle. So again, that is a really great mix, and it makes it very convenient when you're flying the airplane, because what happens is you can concentrate on getting the plane landed or whatever it is, and then if you're doing a touch and go, all you do is move the throttle forward, and now it automatically takes the flap off, automatically takes the crow off, until you can come back and flip this switch to turn it off and everything. So again, very nice way of doing it, and it makes it super easy. So we'll get the hardware select, we'll go back, and that right there is how you set those up. You can see here where you have the priorities, and that's where we're going to set those in different order if we want. In my particular plane, I like to have the aileron as being my normal flying and everything. I'm going to have my flap as the next most highest priority, then the crow, and then the spoiler. Okay, so that's how we go in and we set conditions. You can see right here, you can rename them, you can even copy them. You can even set up delays on how they come in, or you can add more. And I forget, you can put in like 30 different conditions, but I try to keep it fairly simple.